Hi everyone, welcome back to Megan's Creative Arts. Today I have this beautiful flat granny stitch blanket for you. So we're just taking the granny stitch and making a blanket into it. I am trying the new Red Heart. This is an all-in-one flower power granny stitch type. And this is called the Peony Pop. This is something my daughter picked out because she loves pink. So it's got these little bits of yellow, white, and then of course the pink. And this is actually just one skein, and it is, just measured it, 28 inches wide and 24 inches long. So you actually get a lot of yarn in one of these skeins. It's supposed to make 12 of the suggested flower squares. I will probably be doing that in a separate video, but I wanted to see kind of what this one looked like. And we are going to use the same yarn today. Just pulling out a little bit of the center. So I am using the suggested hook size, which is a 5.5 millimeter. And for this blanket, you're going to chain multiples of 4 plus 2. And I did not write down how many I did for mine. But it's probably, usually do close to 100 for most of my blankets. All right, so you're just going to chain in multiples of 4. 2, 3, 4. And then add 2 at the end. And this will be for as wide as you want your blanket to be. Okay. Now I'm just doing a sample size for you. Let's go ahead and get started. Once you have all of your chains, you're going to start in the 7th chain from your hook. So we're not counting the loop right here, only these completed chains. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in that chain, I'm going to be doing 3 double crochets for our granny stitch. 2, 3. I'm going to chain 1 and skip 3. So 1, 2, 3. And do 3 more double crochets. 3, chain 1, skip 3, and do 3 double crochets. This is a nice, easy granny stitch blanket. They call it the granny stitch because of the 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3. If you're not great at seeing where your chains are, you can use stitch markers. So every 4 chains that you do, you can put a stitch marker, and that'll help with your counting. One, 2, and 3. Before I forget, if you're not sure how to do the double crochet, You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. So now you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and just repeat that process. If you have to go a little slower, especially on this first row, that is perfectly fine. I always think the first row is the hardest row because you don't have much to hold on to. Make sure you put your chain 1. Oops, I did not put my chain 1 in there. That's okay. This will still work. And then so for our last one, I have 3 chains left. I'm going to skip 2 and then just do a double crochet into the very last chain. So here's what one row looks like. These 7 chains that we skipped, this counts as our chain 1 and 3 chains counts as a double crochet. So now we're going to move on to row 2. For row 2, we're going to chain 3. This does count as a double crochet. We're going to turn our work, and into this chain 1 space, I'm going to put 2 double crochets. So the chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet, and then I'm putting 2 more into the chain 1 space, so it's like the granny stitch. I'm going to chain 1. If you forget the chain 1, you can still do your granny stitch in between your ones from the previous row. It just doesn't allow for as much room. If I really wanted to, I could just pull my hook out and pull the yarn and make my correction there. And we're just going to make sure we do 3 double crochets into our chain 1 space and chain 1 and continue across. Now this would look cute as if you wanted to do a self-striping yarn, kind of like this one. You can do a variegated yarn or just a solid color. You can self-stripe your yarn, so after every row, every other row, however often you want to change colors, that's when you would do your color changes. So here I'm at the end of row 2, and I'm going to put my 3 double crochets into the chain space there. And 3. So here is what 2 rows look like. So I started with the granny stitch and I'm ending with the granny stitch. So I'm going to chain 4. So the first 3 counts as a double crochet and then our chain 1. And I'm going to do our granny stitch into the chain 1 space. So I'm skipping those first 3 double crochets. Go and continue across. So I chained 1 and doing our granny stitch, our 3 double crochets into the chain 1 space from the row below. Make sure I get my chain 1 in there so I have plenty of room. If you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. You'll see my new videos when they come out. So we're just continuing across until we get to the end of row 3, And row 2 and 3 are going to be your repeat rows. Chain 1, and here I am at the end of row 3. So I'm going to put a double crochet in the top of our turning chain, which is a double crochet, which counts as a double crochet. So again, we start and end the same way. So we're going to do one more row. So I'm going to chain 3 and turn my work. And I'm going to put 2 double crochets into the chain 1 space to complete the granny stitch, because our chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Chain 1 and do my 3 double crochet granny stitch. And continue across. Now if you need to pause the video or rewind, I am going to put timestamps on this one. That way you'll be able to go back, and we're just repeating rows 2 and 3. Okay, so I'm at the end of row 4. I'm going to put my granny stitch there into the chain 1 space. So again, here's what 4 rows will look like. And we're going to repeat row 3. So I'm going to chain 4, which counts as a double crochet, and a chain 1, and just start doing our granny stitches in between the ones from below into those chain 1 spaces. This is the flat granny stitch. You can see how quickly this makes up. Pretty easy. So again, how you start is how you're going to end. I think it's a pretty easy repeat. And this is what some of this new Red Heart yarn looks like. Again, this is the Flower Power All-in-One, the peony. All right. Well, good luck on your project. If you have questions, please message me below and I will answer them. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.